good? It's your boy Sid, back at it with another video. You know what I mean? I want to thank y'all though for tuning in. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all if you're tuning in, because you didn't have to do that. So we're back at the Mars series, right? And we're here to talk about Mars coming through the sign of Sagittarius. This is the 9th sign in zodiacal order. I actually had to do a little research on this placement, and I had to ask somebody some questions on this placement too. So I appreciate the person who helped me out with that, who just gave me some insight. And yeah, let's get to the video, right? So we got Mars, right? Mars, known as the god of war, and it's coming through the sign or constellation of Sagittarius, right? So we're gonna talk about what this means. Now, before we do that though, we're gonna talk about what Mars represents in a chart. Now, Mars will show us how you act, right? But I always tell you guys that when you're looking to see a chart, to see the different sides of our personality, there's multiple areas we have to compare to find or derive information about us. We're not just one sign through one house, right? So, whenever it comes to finding out how you act, with Mars coming through Sag, which we're going to discuss the energy, compare this to your ascendant, basically your ascendant sign, which is the sign that's on the first house cusp, and also any planets that are in the first house. These two areas, in terms of Mars and Sagittarius and what's going on in that first house, will tell us how we act. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because when you think of the ascendant or the first house, they say it's a mask, right? They say it's the mask that we wear when people first meet us. So when we think of a mask a lot of times is us acting, right? So whatever's going on in that first house could tell us just our actions. So this is why, again, compare it with your Mars sign. Now, Mars also shows us your desires and kind of like where and how you direct your energy. And it's also going to show us how you deal with anger and aggression, right? And besides that, it's going to show sexual expression. Now, for sexual expression, compare this with what's going on in your 8th house, right? The reason being is because the 8th house corresponds with Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of sex. So this is why you want to compare this, right? To see kind of how you are in intimacy, sexuality, things of that nature. Mars is the planet of sexuality, right? Now, in a woman's chart, Mars will show the ideal boyfriend archetype in terms of the man that you're physically drawn to. Now, Jupiter is the husband, but just Mars is the boyfriend type. And then also, since Mars is the god of war, it's going to show where you have conflict by house and signs, right? So these are the things you want to look into. Now, let's talk about how you act. Whenever you have the Mars sign coming through Sagittarius, I like to say that Sagittarius is the explorer of the zodiac, right? Being that it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is about expansion, growth, you can act in a very optimistic manner, but also the way you act is very much about expansion. And this is usually going to show up either one or two ways, if not both. So Sagittarius corresponds with the 9th house energy. The 9th house deals with foreign lands, right? Long distance journeys. So this can be you expanding and living life to the limit through traveling, you know what I mean, through politicking and meeting people from foreign cultures. This could be a way that you expand and learn, or this could be through higher studies, whether it be being in college or university, or this can be through studying different philosophies, cultures, different beliefs, different religions. This is the manner that you act in, basically. And this is also what you desire. We can throw that in there too in terms of your desires, right? Travel. Also, Sagittarius is a truth-seeking type of vibe or energy, right? So there could be some desires to learn the truth, and this is why you want to expand your knowledge, basically. We got anger and aggression, but before we talk about anger and aggression, let's go to conflict, right? Sagittarius is what's known as the constellation, right? Or sign that represents higher mind, beliefs, like I said, philosophy, right? Religion. So being that you have the god of war coming through this constellation or area in the sky, group of stars, it can show forth for having conflict over your beliefs. Like, you'll fight for your belief, basically. It is similar to people who have Mars in their 9th house, where these individuals will fight for their beliefs. Mars rules over Aries. Aries is a very headstrong type of energy. It can be like single-minded too, so you guys can be headstrong. And just be mindful of that. You guys are naturally wise because you're constantly learning, but you guys, can be a bit someone was to tell you what to believe in, you know what I mean, you could want to fight over this area because you guys can know a lot too, you know what I mean? Just be mindful of that. Anger and aggression. Being that you guys are truth seekers, you guys may find that you're very blunt. This is the fire energy, very blunt, direct when it comes to dealing with anger and aggression and stuff. Being that Mars is coming through the constellation ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is optimism. You know what I mean? Sagittarius is also a happy-go-lucky type of energy. So I would think that when it comes to your anger, you guys don't necessarily want to hold on to anger. So we got sexual expression left, right? And we got ideal boyfriend archetype. So sexual expression. This is a fire sign, right? So Sagittarius is a sign that likes freedom. It doesn't want to be restricted, right? So when it comes to sexual expression, what you need in your freedom, we have the planet of sexuality coming into a sign that represents a lot or expansion, right? So you guys may be kind of like the type that doesn't want to settle down as you do like your freedom, but also you may like either a lot of sex or sex in the bedroom for you guys. It's like an adventure basically, right? You need to explore this area since you guys are the explorer. You may find that you are drawn to people who are like from, again, foreign cultures. It could be people that you have sex with that are very diverse as well too. People you can learn from as well. Now if you have, for instance, in your 8th house, say if you got water there or like this type of energy, this can kind of change that to where you need a society that needs freedom, but at the same time you would need like closer connections, because water is about emotion, closer connections, things of that nature. So you got to look at the whole chart as an example. Now, ideal boyfriend archetype and a woman's chart, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to link a video, right, into this video, but it'll be on the YouTube channel, not the IG, right? So what I'm doing is for the women, I'm going to give you the energy basically of Mars and Sagittarius and what that could mean for like the keywords or archetypical energy for your boyfriend. But you also want to look at the house that Mars is in, and this is going to show forth for other keywords. So for instance, if your Mars is in the 1st house, right, this would be Aries qualities, so he'll have Sag/Aries qualities. If it's in the 2nd house, this is Taurus. 3rd house is Gemini. 4th is Cancer. 5th is Leo. 6th is Virgo. 7th would be Libra. 8th is Scorpio. 9th is double down on the Sagittarian energy because this is a Sag house. 10th is Capricorn. 11th is Aquarius, and 12th is Pisces. So compare your Mars and Sagittarius for the women out there to see the guy that you're physically drawn to, which we're going to talk about these qualities in a second, with the house that it's in terms of the zodiac, right? I'll leave a link in the video. I will give you more insight basically in terms of, you know, what you guys are drawn to. Now, Mars and Sagittarius, just with this energy alone, you could be drawn to guys who have a lot of wisdom. They may be a bit preachy at times too, very philosophical. They can have high morale. That could be what you're drawn to, because Sagittarius is a very, it's about like morals and stuff like that as well. Again, just like you would need someone who likes freedom, likes to travel. Maybe someone who's a bit spontaneous, you know what I mean? Who likes to go with the flow. Optimistic type of individuals, you know what I mean? So, you know, this is the qualities that you're physically drawn to. Now, last thing I want to state is I will also link another video, right? I did a video on derivative houses, which is where you're finding other people in your birth chart, which I'll link in this video. I told you guys that Mars shows you where you have conflict by house and sign. So what you'll find is the Mars sign, in terms of the house as well too, will show where you have conflict with. So whatever house that your Mars is in, look into that video on derivative houses, and you'll see that you'll find normally whoever's represented by that house, in terms of people you know, whether it be family, spouses, whatever, that's going to show where you have conflict too. And it will show like more of an independent type of energy in this area with that individual, because this is just to give you a little more information, right? So that's pretty much it. That's the video. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one. We got more videos coming soon. Appreciate y'all. Peace.